Hello and welcome to a video of mine and my friend's trip to Malta. We start off in Mosterdom, which was built between the 1833 and the 1860s. It is most famous for the events that happened on the 9th of April 1942, when a German aerial bomb pierced the dome during Mass but failed to explode, so it's seen as a Maltese miracle. That being said, it is a really, really beautiful church. The main religion of Malta is Catholicism. I don't know why I said it like that, but it is Catholicism. And obviously Catholic churches are some of the most beautiful churches in the world. Our second part of our visit to Mostar was seeing a World War II bomb shelter. Malta was crucial to the war in the Mediterranean. Hitler showed no mercy, and it is estimated that Malta was one of the most intensely bombed islands in the entire war. And it is believed that without Malta, we wouldn't, as British people, have won the war. So we owe a lot of thanks to Malta, and they definitely suffered a lot. World War II is one of my favourite parts of history to learn about, since it is very, very modern, and it's really, really interesting to see about how other people across the globe were affected by the war. As you can see, there's loads of items here that they would have used during World War II in these bomb shelters, and it's incredible the amount of history that Malta has in World War II.
So this is an obligation, these will all be in when the bombs are dropping, and what everyone will try and get into here. Have you taken a picture of it?
In here is one of the rooms that would have been used in the bomb shelters. As you can see, it's very, very dark. It's only illuminated by one light. I had to put my flash on here, but it is incredible. As you can see, the Catholic faith is still with everybody, and it's incredible to see how much religion had an effect on the people of Malta. That's incredible though. Another day, another boat trip, and this time we go to the Blue Lagoon, Camino and Crystal Lagoon, and I think we do get to see Gozo from the boat, which is another island that is not Malta, but it's part of Malta. One of my favourite parts of Malta is how blue the sea is. Obviously in Crystal Lagoon and Blue Lagoon they're known for being super blue, but I just love seeing a really, really blue, clear ocean. So this is us going to see Gozo from the boat. We didn't get a stop off at Gozo on this trip, but we did take a separate trip around Gozo. This boat was actually quite reasonably priced. We went on Get Your Guide and found an inexpensive trip. But for what we got fed, we got to swim in the Crystal Lagoon and in Blue Lagoon if we wanted to. And it was just a really incredible experience. And Harriet got stung by a jellyfish. Absolute scenes. It was an insane day, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a beautiful trip and I really, really enjoyed it. It was well worth the money. So this is us using public transport in Malta on the way to Valletta. So we bought 7 days worth of travel, which I believe came to about €20, which is really, really inexpensive considering, like, if you want to hop on and hop off the bus multiple times, it just is worth it. So we went on this €5 city tour on this electric, I suppose it's a tuk-tuk, around Valletta. It was honestly worth it, and it's really worth queuing up to do. You just get to see so much in quite a short period of time. It's like 45 minutes, I believe. But we saw so much, and it was just nice. It was really nice just to ride around. Hey! This is a nice little view. Wow. No. That's what I was saying, like there's no way in hell I'm ever giving them. Like these are not bad, but those ones,
Malta free democratic Europe. The two main problems, the car parking and the stairs problem. As for most of these old houses, it is impossible to install a lift. The Grand Harbour and main natural port of Malta.
El gran puerto y el puerto principal de Malta. Principal port of Malta.
In the
Se
center.
encuentra el antiguo Hospital Naval Británica y los viejos.
So we did a boat trip over to Gozo, but this was a tuk-tuk Gozo trip, where basically our guide took us around the entirety of Gozo on this little tuk-tuk in the blazing hot heat. I can tell you for a fact, when I got home, I had insane heat stroke. I was so ill, but the sheer amount that you got to see was incredible, and our guide was absolutely marvellous. He was insanely funny and just really lovely, and he showed us some extra bits, and basically we skipped the bits that were really touristy, and he was like, let me just show you these cool bits. Like, what a lad. So Gozo is far quieter than Malta. It is definitely a place that you go to if you really want to relax. They're quite well known for their prickly pear jam and prickly pear things. I tried a prickly pear for the first time in my life. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think it was ripe. I've seen them online and I'm pretty sure they're meant to be pink. These were like orange coloured and they just didn't taste that nice. I ate about 5 of them because all the girls tried when they didn't like it. So I had loads of them left and I was like, well, I'm going to eat it because I paid for it. But I love Gozo. It's a beautiful place and the people are really, really friendly as well. So the first stop was this church. I'm very sorry, I've forgotten the name of it, but it was really, really beautiful and the staff in there were really lovely. We met these 2 lovely ladies that worked there and they were knitting and things to raise money for the church, which I thought was really, really cool. But it was really, really lovely to get to go around some churches.
you know. And then take it from there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to find a route today with a little bit of a breeze, which helps. Because when you start getting into the cities, that's when it starts to get warm. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's just built up, so this is really good.
So the next stop was this viewing point, and basically on one side I think you can see a country in Africa, and on the other side you can see another country. I can't remember what they called it. I'm really sorry. But I'm pretty sure it was Tunisia. I don't know. Wow, look at that. Where are they?
Okay, so
Another stop and another church that I've sadly forgotten the name of, but as you can see, look how beautiful that looks. What a view from there. And honestly, the architecture on that building blew me away. Incredibly beautiful. And then look at all these murals, and I believe they were painted, or not painted, but like made by children. I can't remember what the man said. I need to start like actually paying attention to what people say. But honestly, gorgeous building, absolutely gorgeous. And kind of a weird contrast because it's such a magnificent building, but it's quite bright and very plain on the inside. I just wonder if that there's purpose to that, like within the design. Still an absolutely beautiful church, and look at like all the carvings up there, incredible. But it's really nice to see like variations of different churches, because sometimes I go away to like Italy or different places, and I always like to visit like religious buildings, and it's interesting to see how they vary, and I find in a lot of Catholic churches they're very crazy with the gold and all these different colours. So it was really interesting to see a Catholic church that was quite plain. It was quite nice. There's a different contrast. Lol, as I go on about churches, it's skipped, but these are the salt mines, the Roman salt mines. If you want to know more about that, go and Google it. But it's really cool and really interesting. But I haven't got enough clips to talk about it now.
All right.
So this is our trip to the Silent City. We start off in this dungeon-esque place. It's kind of like the Maltese London dungeons. It's really cool, and it shows like medieval torture stuff in Malta. Very interesting and very cool, but such a random thing. And it was about €5. It was worth a visit. As I said, it takes about 2 hours to go around it if you want to read all the things. But a little cool side quest when you're going around the Silent City.
Delicious.
So the next part of the day in the Silent City was going around the Metropolitan Cathedral of Malta and its museum. It was really cool to see all the different Catholic artifacts and artwork. There's a lot of cool stuff in the museum, and to be honest, you could spend all day reading about all the different aspects of history. And look at that beautiful silverware and goldware. Incredible stuff. Here are some OG bell ringing bells that were used in the cathedral. Look at that. I'm pretty sure that's like St. Paul or someone. I don't know. I'm not that great with religious figures, but incredible. Oh, there is St. Paul, and this is somebody's tomb. I think that's a real skull. I don't know. Catholic stuff, man. Sometimes they've got some weird things.
Looks like Dobby or Gollum. Hello. So it could be really boiling, no? Oh my God.
I don't think it's finished yet. I think we've just broken it.
No,
love it.
Don't touch me, bitch.
So this is inside the cathedral, and bosh, would you look at that. Absolutely stunning, as you can probably see by now. I absolutely love a good church. Love sitting in one. I love the feeling of it. Just, I find it really interesting, and it's cool. I'm a bit of a church nerd, even though I don't really go to church. But yeah, bit of a church nerd here. Like, honestly, look at the artwork. Look at the insane amount of detail that goes into these things. Like, I just can't imagine laying on my back, and painting those things like back in the day. Incredible.
Yay.
And this is a view from somewhere in the Silent City.
It's right, I made
Very
it
cool.
anyway.
We love a view. So there's two sides to the Silent City trip. So you have the Silent City, and then you have Irabat. And Irabat are the catacombs. So these are really cool. It's basically like being in a mine, but there were dead bodies here instead of finding gems. It's kind of crazy. But these date back like well in the BCs probably. I don't know. I was overwhelmed and boiling, so I didn't really take much information in. We went into a good 20 crypts. Not all of them were open, but I'll be honest with you, once you've seen one crypt, you've kind of seen them all, because they're all vaguely the same. There's some with different religions, so I think you had Judaism, paganism, I believe there were Christian crisps. I mean, there's no Christian crisps, guys, but Christian crypts as well. But yeah, they're all vaguely similar, but a little bit different. It was very interesting, but I don't think you need to see every single crypt, because, as I said, once you've seen one, you have seen them all, you get the gist. The next clip, you can hear me dying slowly.
Oh, God. In the Roman times, possibly there were, but maybe they didn't bury the dead with the catacombs.
Party sunset incoming. So we came at a really good time of year because they had a wine festival, and basically I think you paid, I can't remember how much we paid, probably about 20 euros. You got a glass and then you got 25 tokens, and basically you could go and try different popular wines of that year around Malta. So it was really cool, and I got pleasantly pissed. Also, loving these random tracking shots I've got of Letitia. She's looking absolutely fire, my guy. 2024. And why not? A little clink with Harriet. Cha-ching. It was a really nice evening. Live bands, wine, and you just got to watch the sunset and have a little bit of a party. It was bloody great. I love how engrossed the teacher is in her phone, and then I just absolutely troll if she thinks it's a bloody picture. Girl thinks I'm taking a picture of her all the time. Oh, I laugh. We have been friends for 23 years now, officially. What an incredible person. She brings so much joy to my life. It was just great to be able to share a trip with her. All in all, it was an amazing trip. And as you can see, Letitia's absolutely letting her head on and having a great time. What a fucking G. She makes me laugh, man. But yeah, the next few clips are just random ones that I just took. That make no sense. But yeah, enjoy. Hello. Nice. And that concludes the 2024 trip to Malta. And here's a video of me acting like an absolute weirdo in a sauna alone. Yeah.